in the fray. Flame of freedom, bright as day. Cut through noise, clear the gray. Ace report, we're here to stay. They can't silence what we say. We're the voice of the USA. Stand your ground, make them pay. Ace report leads the way. Hanging low, Ace reports truth, let it blow. Shout it loud, every show. Truth in the news they can't control. They can't silence what we say. We're the voice of the USA. Stand your ground, make them pay. Ace report leads the way. Leads the war, leads the way. Leads the way. Clouds of lies hanging low. Ace away. Leads the way. And here we go.
Now, Laura, here's the thing that I think it's really important to realize. Why is everybody so surprised that President Trump is doing this? Of course, he promised to do this on the entire campaign trail, and now he's simply doing what he promised the American people. And here's why everybody is so shocked. Because for 40 years, the Democrats got away with calling themselves the party of labor while caving to Wall Street every single time Wall Street asked for it. They created an economy that was an upward funnel of wealth from the hardest working Americans, from the middle class, into the pockets of the elites, while still pretending to be the party of the working class. So when President Trump wins this immense mandate because the multiracial working class of this country trusted him to restore dignity to their communities, which is, of course, what tariffs are all about, Wall Street thought, well, we're going to roll him because we always rolled everybody else. Now, Laura, here's the thing that I think it's really important to realize. Why?
Batya. She's amazing. Love that woman. Woo! Hey, guys. What's up? Welcome to the Ace Report. Here we are tonight. This is your place. Get all the news with the truth behind it. Break through the narratives. I only tell it like it is. And we're 3 to 6 months. Are we 6 months now? I think we're 6 months now ahead of everybody else. You get it here first, and then you find out it's true later. It's unbelievable. This is the place for that. The best community on YouTube, building it on Rumble, getting there on X. It's awesome. We love you guys. And so thank you for watching tonight. Tonight, markets continue to tank with the tariffs, and it's only going to get worse, friends, because tonight, the massive tariff that's going to end China as we know it starts. And on top of that, I got some bombshells. Trump was just dropping bombs tonight at the NRCC speech. And so we're going to watch those clips. It is going to be a great night. And of course, other things that we'll cover towards the end. And you better believe we're going to talk a little bit about G-Bucks at the end. There's not that much to say, but I'll get it at the end, my G-Bucks peeps. Don't worry. In my opinion, it's not time to be scared. And I'll leave it at that for now. So let's get moving. But first, I always got to call out my friends here. I see you up there on Rumble. So what? What's up, man? You guys can chat on Rumble, and I think I see it. It's coming through the studio a little better. So feel free, if you're on Rumble, you can chat. And if you're watching on X, I can't see you. I'm sorry, but enjoy the show, please, still. And everybody, do the nice thing. Like, follow, subscribe. And if you really like it, you can join or send me a coffee. Okay, Wagga Wago. First one in tonight. Hobbs, what's up? US1MM, Benjamin Pugh. Armand, Frank Anastasio, Honey Badger in the house tonight, 1984, baby. Randy Lochtefeld, he trusts Trump, so do I. Jake Neville, when will it go? Good luck knowing that. But we are breaking shorts, I tell you that. That's happening all over the market right now. Cast Sync, Toe Cramp, Troy, man, what to do the one? Pedro Rod, you're back, buddy. I'm glad to have you. Chad Yunkin, AP. Damn it, Sean. Damn it, it's good to see you, Sean. Boogie One, Hero at Large, Kim Wiley, Pedro Rod, Butters, what's up? Brett Montgomery, jump on those short buses and come in, or short buns, as you wrote it. Vinman asks, how much evidence do they need to act on their unlawful acts? They got the evidence. The question is, are they watching? Sooner Man likes the music is back. I'll mix it up every once in a while. 12:30, Alice Fordham, Kiss Off, LMI. Got an email alert. Well, that's something. It's something. AP SEC chair. Yes, Paul Atkins will be voted in tomorrow. He was supposed to be tonight, but the Senate got locked up. So tomorrow night, we will have a new SEC chair. So he'll get to work on Thursday. That'll be good. One day this will be me on Fox News. I don't know. I mean, I'd like Fox's money. I don't know if I'd want to be controlled by them, though. Primo, bro. Big B, what's up? All right. So many guys. So many peeps in here. I'm not going to catch all of you. Sorry, but I love y'all. I really do. There comes a point where I got to stop. People are like, get on with the show. But doesn't mean I don't love you guys. And on Rumble, I do see a few people on Rumble. Nell, Sparta, what's going on? Q alerts. Good to see you guys over there on Rumble. You are part of the clan. The Rumble site is growing. It's growing. It really does. Stephen Karras. All right, I got to answer this, even though you're jumping ahead of me. He asked, do you honestly think, in your opinion, we shareholders are going to win this fight? G-Bucks and Finger. Yeah, I'll get into the details on that later, buddy. But I will say this. Yes, we are 100% going to win the fight. I don't know what it's going to look like. I don't know if it'll be with G-Bucks or Finger. I don't. But are we going to win the fight? Yeah. If we don't give up, we will win. Just like with Trump. So many people gave up. We got him. And our country is getting back on track. It will happen. The only thing we're not allowed to do is quit. And then it'll work out. Okay. Let's get into this, friends. There's a lot to go through in this speech he gave tonight. So I got quite a few clips we're going to go through, talk about each one as we go. But I think it's really important to go through this because right now, Trump is getting smashed from all sides. The Democrats always, the media almost always, and even the Republicans are starting to freak out. The tariffs got them nervous. Why? Because their money train is disappearing. All the cuts coming to the government. That's money train. Bye. Now he's breaking Wall Street. That's their other money train. All the easy money is drying up for politicians and Wall Street, the corporatists, all of it, the globalists, all going away. And they are crying so loud, and they're trying to make it about the people when it obviously has nothing to do with the people. Okay. It just doesn't. And Trump knows this. All right. And so in the midst of all this, when they are freaking out at their loudest, his approval's gone down a little bit. It's finally starting to get to the people a little bit. Not that much though. MAGA's holding strong. It is getting there a little bit. He's under all this pressure. And the man steps out in the midst of all this, drops a bomb on China, then goes to the NRCC to drop this speech. And in this speech, he lets loose. And honestly, some of the stuff he said is pretty shocking because I think, friends, he's just letting us know what's coming. And if that's true, there's a lot of good stuff coming. So here we go. Let's start with this little intro he does here, which it makes me warm inside.
I'm proud to be the president for the workers, not the outsourcers. The president who stands up for Main Street, not Wall Street, who protects the middle class, not the political class, and who defends America, not trade cheaters all over the globe. They're trade cheaters. They cheated on us. They cheated with tariffs on us. They stole our money. They stole our jobs. I'm proud to be.
I mean, does that not just sound like you and I having talks, being on this show, in the community, going back and forth? Does that not sound like us? The way we talk about it, these people just stealing from us, robbing from us, not caring about us. And Trump he's speaking right to us. But he speaks in a way that's so much more genuine than any other politician has ever spoken to Main Street about this stuff, because he speaks our language. We've had other presidents who spoke to us or at us about our problems, tried to make us believe they understood, but they never spoke our language. And Trump is out there right away. I am the president of Main Street. I'm proud to be the president of not of the outsourcers. I mean, I love it. I love it. And that's just the start. And then he's going on from there. And then he goes and he drops this little bomb. This one gets me excited. This one gets me excited.
Our opponents are not afraid that our America First policies will fail. They're terrified that our strategy will succeed and we're going to get bigger and stronger and better as a party. And that's what's happening. And that is what's happening. It's going to be something. And I'm actually looking forward to the midterms. I really are. We're going to prove that all of their treasonous years of betrayal will not be forgotten, because it's treason. What they did is treason. When they allowed millions of people to pour in through open borders from all over the world, they came. To me, that's treason. What they've done to our country is unthinkable. The money we have to spend to take people out. And then we have judges that say, no, let Tren de Aragua come back into our country. They want him to come back in. Killers, they cut off a man's fingers because did you, sir, make a phone call to the police in Colorado? Yes, I did. You've attacked us and you've taken over our building. They took over real estate all over Colorado. You did, right? Give me your hand. Put the hand down. Boom. Cuts off his fingers. And they want him back. And how about the mix-up with the MS-13, where it wasn't a Tren de Aragua, it was an MS-13 killer. And they said, oh, they got to mix up. Let's get them back into our country. No, we need people that are going to love our country.
Wow. Treason. And yeah, we know about the immigrant stuff. We get that problem. But to call the Democrats treasonous, call Biden administration treasonous for what they did with the border stuff. My friends, if you are the president of the United States, the most powerful man in the world, and those words come out of your mouth, that is serious. And if you hear those words, you're freaking out. Trump is not mincing words here. Once you're president, you can't just say that and not mean it. You can't say it and it just disappear. Those are huge words. And you better believe that every single person who is a part of that hears that and is terrified. They're terrified. And now watch, there's going to be people coming out tomorrow attacking him hard because of this. What they do is they become the animal that's trapped, the animal with its leg in the bear trap. And it's just like, you can't get near it because it's crazy. And they're freaking out, even though they're slowly dying. That is everybody on the left. They're going to lash out tomorrow. They're going to lash out the next couple of days because that's all they know how to do. But they're just digging a bigger hole. And it's all because Trump is, just like Dan Bongino has been saying lately on X, he keeps saying it. I think he's 3 or 4 times now. He's written, don't think nothing is happening. Much is going on behind the scenes. And we see Bondi and Kash Patel just hitting up these pedo rings, and they're deporting people, and we are winning with the Supreme Court. It's happening. Justice is happening. And he's working his way up to where it takes a little time to get the big dogs, but I believe it's going to come. And we might not see the justice in person. We might not see it on the big screen, but one way or the other, justice is coming. Justice is coming. All right. And then he follows it up with this. He just keeps going on this path.
And that's with all of the difficulties and all of the fake investigations and the Adam Shifty Shifts. Can you believe this guy? He's got the smallest neck I've ever seen. and the biggest head. We called him watermelon head. I'd say, how could that big fat face stand on a neck that looked like this finger? How can it? It was the weirdest thing. It's a mystery. Nobody can understand it. But he's one of the most dishonest human beings I've ever seen. And you know how we can allow people like that to run an office is a shame, but we did. He was in charge of the witch hunt. You know, he was in charge of the fake witch hunt with Russia. It was a made-up story. Made up. Think of it. They make up a story. They know it's made up. It's gone on for a year and a half, 2 years. Russia. I knew nothing about it. The only thing I knew was that I taxed the pipeline that I told you about, that I put all sorts of sanctions and everything else. They never had a problem like they had with me. But it was Russia, constant, as a method of, what they did is that was the complaint about why she lost an election, because crooked Hillary was expected to win the election.
Yep.
They didn't see what we saw. We saw the biggest crowds in history gathering, only superseded by the crowds we just had. But here's a guy that goes out and he goes to an intelligence hearing or whatever you might call it.
Trump's not going to let it go until he gets justice
out,
for this.
He'd either make a call off the record, just crooked Adam, shifty Schiff. He's a shifty Adam. Or he'd just go out blatantly and have a news conference. And because it had to do with me and my family, he'd go out and have a news conference. And he said, now you've got to remember, he knows it's a hoax because he made it up with crooked Hillary. So he knows it's a hoax because we're dealing with human beings on the other side. He'd say, Donald Trump Jr., the son of the President of the United States, will spend many years in prison because of what he's done with Russia.
I bet you
now, think
that
of
pissed Trump off more than them going after him.
I have a young son.
Don't go after his
who
kid.
is being told that he's going for prison on something he doesn't even know what they're talking about. He said, Dad, I don't know what's going on. They keep talking about I'm involved with Russia. I don't know anything about Russia. I swear to you, Dad. And yet Adam Schiff goes out and makes a statement about a hoax that he made up, that he knows is false. How bad a human being do you have to be?
You better believe he's going to get
They
Schiff.
put my son and my family through that kind of trauma. These are bad people. These are sick degenerates. And
That's powerful. That's powerful. That, I don't know about you guys, that is the first time I've heard Trump tie it to what they did to his son, Don Jr. And to me, that tells you just even more so than his own comeuppance, his own justice he's seeking. He's pissed about what they did to his family. And I'll tell you, I'm a father of 6 kids. It's one thing to go after me. I can handle a lot. I can deal with a lot. You know, if I have the opportunity to make things right, I'll make them right. But I also can let a lot go. Most things I can let go. But if you go after my kids, I will hunt you down until I've enacted and found every bit of justice I can get. And that was the first time I've ever heard Trump say that. And you guys think he was serious before. That's one of the reasons he's so intense. Because I think you can push hard for yourself. I really do. But there's, you have to be kind of crazy to push through just for yourself. You do. But when you have kids, when you have people you love, honestly, that fight comes up in you, and it's not hard to become a crazy man. It's not hard to become a madman. It's not. You will go through anything to get them. And I have a feeling what Trump led us into tonight is that when Schiff did that, when they went after his kids, that's when Trump said, never again. I will finish this. You can do anything you want to me. I'm not going to stop. And I think that's what we saw. So that was a powerful statement. Powerful. So there you go. 2 times that Trump right there, just back to back. He's calling out the Democrats, the treason, the issues with them. And so just big stuff. And then he switched as the speech kept going. Now he switches to tariffs. And this is the first time we've heard him say this, this is a big deal. Right after enacting all these other tariffs, he's calling out an industry now.
But we're going to tariff our pharmaceuticals. And once we do that, they're going to come rushing back into our country because we're the big market. The advantage we have over everybody is that we're the big market. So we're going to be announcing very shortly a major tariff on pharmaceuticals. And when they hear that, they will leave China, they will leave other places because they have to sell. Most of their product is sold here. But we're going to tariff our pharmaceuticals.
So that's a bombshell right there, because not only is that going to also affect a lot of the market, the pharma companies are huge, but it's good for America and bad for pharma. Let me explain. It's good for America because there are some drugs we need. There are some things we need made here. And in COVID, we found out that China made everything. And so in our desperate times, China controlled all of our meds. That's unacceptable. So Trump's going to bring that back here. That's what's good for us. It's good for everybody. The bad thing for pharma is this. We bring them back. That's going to cut down their ability to sell cheap drugs, their ability to just keep flooding the system. We already have RFK out there wanting to ban pharma ads. He's going through the studies. He's cutting out dyes. Today or yesterday, he announced he's telling the CDC to stop recommending fluoride. We're going to get fluoride out of our waters. I mean, it's amazing all the stuff that's happening, but this is another hit to them because this will make, first of all, prices are way overpriced. All right. He will bring down the prices of the overpriced stuff, but they are flooding our markets. And this will bring them back here, be more regulated, all the stuff we want to see, big pharma taken down. I guarantee you pharma stock is going to plunge tomorrow on the news of this. But it's so interesting to me that every single time it looks like everybody's saying he went too far. He's going to capitulate. He's hearing out his team. He's going to mediate on these tariffs. Now he keeps doubling down, and none bigger than what he did to China tonight, which he talks about right here.
What other presidents allow China to get away with is absolutely criminal, but I'm not like the other presidents, and it's not going to happen under President Trump. It's just not going to happen. After all of the abuses they've perpetrated, China is attempting to impose additional unjustified tariffs. Just so you understand, they all got rich because of tariffs. Now when we do it, it's so terrible what Trump is doing. It's so terrible. They got rich. And not only China, many countries. I mean, You look at Vietnam, you look at so many, I could name 50 right now. Biden couldn't do that. He couldn't name any. Name one country. Name any country. What's the name of our country? He doesn't know. That's why additional tariffs on Chinese goods are in place effective midnight tonight at 104%.
104%.
Until they make a deal with us, that's what it's going to be. I think they'll make a deal at some point.
He's going to break them.
China will. They want to make a deal. They really do. They want to make a deal. They just don't know how to get it started because they're proud people.
Exactly.
China will now pay a big number to our treasury. This is all taxes. And don't let them keep telling you that this is a tax on our people. I hate that. They say it's a tax. No, often much of it is paid. And hey, look what happened during my first term. We had no inflation.
Man, so right there. I mean, he's making it clear. He knows he's got China by the balls. Let's just call it what it is. Xi Jinping is proud. And like I said last night, China is afraid to show weakness. Their government is, because they know they show the slightest. When you rule with an iron fist, your entire people, 1.6 billion people with an iron fist, you cannot show weakness. You show weakness, the people get ideas. The people get scared. What's our government doing? Maybe we can do this. They start thinking, You cannot show weakness. And yet Trump has forced them into a corner. China can't survive without us. They're already in a deep recession or even a depression. They are falling apart. We've caught them at the perfect time. Trump knows this. He knows all of it. So what does he say? They already want a deal. They don't know how to get it started. Wow. That's a powerful statement. Imagine being China and hearing that. Imagine being Xi Jinping and hearing that and just saying to yourself, my God, if you actually aren't in trouble, you just get mad. If you are in trouble, you get sad. You know, oh my God, he knows it. He knows. This is unbelievable. Nobody talks to China like this. And then he finishes by killing the narrative that tariffs are a tax. And he says, I can't stand it. Trump's telling us. I mean, nobody does it better. Trump doesn't do his rallies right now, but this is like a rally speech. He's telling his people, don't listen to their narratives. Don't listen to them. This is not a tax. This is wealth creation. Everybody's out there freaking out. But no, I'm bringing wealth back to the United States. I'm not taking your money. And then he had this for the people, this to say to all those criticizing his tariffs.
But the shrill voices that you're hearing this week about tariffs are the same scoundrels and frauds who never thought twice about when the United States lost 90,000 factories and plants.
Did you hear what he just called them? All the people calling out tariffs, he's saying, you're hearing from the scoundrels and frauds. Again, he talks just like us. And they wonder why we trust him.
That 90,000. How do you do 90? If you had a map, a big map the size of that wall, and you had a pin for each factory, you wouldn't have enough room. You think of it, 90,000 factories since NAFTA. But
what I love about Trump is he speaks in common sense. He doesn't want people to come to him, the educated people. Mr. President, you know what you should say? You should avoid saying this BOMBSHELL thing. You know, it's actually very nuanced. You know, it could be like this. He doesn't want anything to do with that. He's toss it out. It all comes down to common sense. And what have we learned over the years? More and more and more. We tried that whole educated nonsense society. And what did it do? It got us here. It ruined our society. We got away from common sense. We fell into postmodernism, tried to be intellectual, and it ruined our society because we started overthinking everything, not like thinking simple things weren't true. That's what happened. That's what happened in our media. It's all part of the communist takeover they're trying to do. It's Marxism to a T, but that's how they did it in our country. They disguised it as intellectualism. And we just got away from common sense, which common sense, there's a reason it's called common sense, because there's wisdom within it, no matter how simple it is. And that's how Trump speaks. He doesn't try to weave the middle and say, yes, well, we lost 90,000 factories, but we did get cheaper goods. And so it's 50-50 win and we got to balance it. No, he's like 90,000 factories being lost is terrible. And when you lose 90,000 factories and 5 million jobs and the middle class is struggling, you can fix that. We can fix all of it. The rich are still going to be rich. We can still get you your goods. We can still get you your wants. We can figure all that out, but we have to fix this problem. That's common sense. And that's how he speaks. And it's so powerful. And they wonder, why do you guys love him so much? He's such an idiot. Like, can you believe the way he speaks? Yeah, we can believe the way he speaks. This is how you should speak to the people, because you understand them. You understand their basic way of thinking, which works. You know where intellectualism gets you now? It gets you to have trans kids and no idea what a gender is, and purple hair with one side of your head shaved, and you sound like a moron. Like, that's what intellectualism gets you. No, give me common sense every time. And I say this as a highly, highly educated person, but I got sick being in that world. I got sick being in it. It wasn't for me. My friends who I hope none of them are watching. My friends with IQs of 80 are smarter than my friends with IQs of 150 in almost every circumstance. I'm just telling you, that's the truth. You would much rather choose their life. Sure, the 150 IQ might have more money, but I tell you what, they don't have a happy wife. Their kids are a mess. And meanwhile, my other friend is just trucking through life happy as a clam. Everything's going well. And it's like, that's the common sense life. It just is better. It just is better. And it's happier and more fulfilling in everything. And I'm sorry, that's one of the best lessons we could learn. And that's why, just one of the reasons we love this man. Okay, couple more clips from this speech. Here's Trump bragging about how his tariffs are already working.
In the history of our country. And don't let some of these politicians go around saying, because I'm telling you, these countries are calling us up, kissing my ass. They are dying to make a deal. Please, sir, make a deal. I'll do anything, sir. And then I'll see some rebel Republican, some guy that wants to grandstand, say, I think that Congress should take over negotiations. Let me tell you, you don't negotiate like I negotiate.
What did I just tell you? Just 5 seconds ago, I imitated the intellectual. And then what does Trump do right here? This is him telling us the difference between common sense and the intellectual.
Wants to grandstand, say, I think that Congress should take over negotiations. Let me tell you, you don't negotiate like I negotiate.
There it is. I had no idea he was going to do that, by the way, guys. I'm sorry. I did. Not in this clip. That's too perfect. It's exactly right, though. The intellectual types versus the common sense. Trump is all common sense. Trump rode that common sense to become, there's two things that are special about Trump's outlook in the world and how he's handled himself, how he's become arguably not even arguably, it's inarguable at this point. He's one of the most successful people in world history. World history. He mastered the business world. Anybody who's a billionaire has mastered the business world, as long as he didn't inherit it. He didn't inherit it. He built it. He took 10 million from his dad, which is much more. It's not even what it sounds like. There's much more going on there than just him getting that money. But he got 10 million and he turned it into $4 billion. Had the number one show on TV. He mastered media. He mastered the business world. And then he became one of the most successful presidents of all time, winning. Well, we'll just say it. He won 3 elections. And he did it. His secret power, he's got 2 secret powers, even though he's one of the quote unquote elite because of his money and success. His secret powers are A, common sense, and B, he never, ever is negative about his life and what is possible. He is always positive. And his pastor, growing up, his dad took them to the church, which the guy wrote the Power of Positive Thinking or something like that. And Trump took it to heart. And this is why Trump always spins everything positive, always has hope, always has vision, because positivity is a powerful tool. Powerful tool. I once heard a man say, it's one of my favorite quotes, is that he who has the most hope has the most influence. And that is President Trump. The man is never not hopeful. Yeah, Norman Vincent Peale, thank you. That was the man who wrote it. And that was Trump's pastor. So Trump, always positive, always common sense. And that's how he became one of the most successful people in history. And he's not finished. He's not finished. All right. We got more. And on this next stretch, Trump, he gives us a little insight into how he's going to deal with the Democrats going forward and crushing elections. So, I mean, I love it. Just Trump's telling the Democrats, or telling us actually, hey, stay off. Don't mess with what they're doing. No sound? All right, let me try it again. Sorry, guys. I don't know why there's no sound. That's weird. Did I lose sound too? Did I lose sound? Hello? Oh, it's just a clip. Okay. Let me make sure. I could hear the sound. So, okay, let me try it again.
Men aren't allowed to compete against women. Can you believe this guy? But let them do it. I say we shouldn't be fighting a lot of these things. Just let them go. And then just before the next election, we'll unleash on them because it would be very sad if they actually change their policies. We don't want that to happen. But we're going to win the midterm elections and we're going to have a tremendous thundering landslide. I really believe that.
All right, you guys hear it that time? He tells everybody, leave them alone. They're nuking themselves. Their policies are so stupid, they're digging themselves a hole. And then when it comes time for the midterms, that's when we'll unleash. So, anyways, he gives that. And then he's got this last comment continuing on with the Democrats, which this one just made me laugh. That's why I'm going to share it.
Looking back, and I said before, the Democrats have taken a lot of beatings. They have lost their confidence. They've gone crazy. They've gone crazy. How about this new one they have? Their new star, Crockett. How about her? Is that real? Are they serious about that? That's their new star?
Crockett.
If that's their new star, they're in serious trouble. I mean, this is Crockett. Oh man. But we've done looking.
I love it. I love it. So funny, man. He's so funny. Crockett. They got this new one, Crockett. So, anyways, but guys, I hope you could see the speech is an hour and 10 minutes. There's more I could play from it. It was wonderful. You guys should check it out. It's well worth watching the whole thing. But in there, I mean, think of all the insights we just got. We got insights into Trump's plan with the Democrats, how he sees the Democrats now, the way he's just so passionate about their treason and how he's going to go after them and how he's going to take them out because they went after his family. He announces tariffs on pharmaceuticals, gives insight into how he just knows they're going to own China. I mean, it's a loaded speech, absolutely loaded. And he does it after a day when the market tries to pump up and then ends up way down again, scared to death of these tariffs, goes into after hours, plunges futures down 400 on the Dow. China tariffs didn't go into effect, and he launches more tariffs and brags about how they're working. That is a man who is he's got conviction about the tariffs, and he's not going to stop. It's beautiful. It's an amazing speech. And I tell you, things are gonna. I don't know. Man, I really think as crazy, amazing, in my opinion, for the most part, these first 3 months have been. I really think we're just getting started. There is so much more going on behind the scenes. All right. Sorry, guys. I have not been in the chat at all. Just let me check in, see if there's anything. There's a lot of comments. Not too much I can get to right now. Listen, I'll tell you this. If you guys have a question or comment you really want me to get to, just go ahead and spam it so I see it. The rest of the show, I'm just going to hit some other things real quick. And then I'll hit up in the chat. I'll be watching the chat. All right. So, all right, let's keep moving through stuff. I love this post right here. It says, make this bigger here. It says, sure, Trump is to blame for the stock market crash, but I'm baffled by everyone freaking out right now. You didn't see the problem of insane overvaluation. the irrational AI bubble. It's a bit entitled to complain right now or blame it all on Trump. The warning signs were there. This is a guy who doesn't even like Trump. All right. So I'm just telling you, this is people who actually know Wall Street, though, know that this was going to come. This had to happen. It's time to go down. Brett says, I need to talk about my flare. I'm sorry, I'm not wearing my flare tonight. What's the minimum? Roger says, I need to stay below Laura Loomer's radar. We don't want to know your past secrets. Listen, I have no reason to get loomered, but or at least I want to tell you if I did. I don't think you'd find too much interesting, honestly. Maybe a couple of things that could be scandalous if I was famous, but not to a regular person. You guys know what I mean. You know what I mean. JD Vance dropped this beauty tonight. I had to play it, not because it necessarily has much to do with what's going on right now, but because it's just JD Vance being a G. And as of right now, I'm JD Vance's biggest fan. And this just keeps it going.
Can we expect an update on the internal investigation into that Signal chat leak? Has that investigation concluded, and what are the findings?
I think we'll get an update soon. Look, we take it very seriously. We all accept that a journalist should not have been invited into the chat, and members of the administration, including my dear friend Mike, have taken responsibility for it. But I find the American media's obsession with this issue very, very interesting, because I happen to remember about 4 years ago when American military leadership made a catastrophic error that got 13 innocent Americans killed in Afghanistan and had about $80 billion of military equipment turned over to one of the worst terrorist organizations in the world. And for years, the American media ran cover for a Biden administration that refused to fire any generals or even launch an internal investigation that was meaningful and substantive about what happened. And now the same American media that covered for the Biden administration after the untimely death and the unnecessary death of 13 brave Americans is really, really interested in forcing the president of the United States to fire someone because of a Signal chat, That is not honest behavior from the American media. And if you think you're going to force the president of the United States to fire anybody, you've got another thing coming. President Trump has said it on Monday, on Tuesday, on Wednesday, on Thursday. And I'm the vice president saying it here on Friday. We are standing behind our entire national security team.
What a G. What a G. He has, somebody was hitting me up last night saying that JD's not likable. He won't be the next president. He's not likable. I'm like, are you kidding me? If you think Trump's likable, there's no way you can't think JD's likable. He's better spoken than Trump. He just handles himself better. And listen, Trump's the GOAT. I'm not knocking Trump, but JD's got something special. And the guy is able to handle anything. You cannot trap him. It's unbelievable. So anyways, I wanted to share that just because I get excited every JD clip because he's, especially when he's lambasting the media. It's amazing. Are we on 7 minutes? T-minus 7 minutes until the China tariffs. The China tariffs, they're going to go to 100%. They are going to crush it. They are going to crush China. They want to make a deal, but they don't even know how to start. That's what's going on with China. Elon threw this out today. And honestly, I got to tell you guys, this is actually pretty nuts in a good way. Pretty fantastic. Chuck Schumer goes, Trump unleashed chaos on America, blah, 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 all this nonsense as he was, grilling a raw hamburger. Elon goes, Chuck, I'm starting to think you're getting a piece of the action with the government fraud. But no, that couldn't possibly be the reason, could it? Holy crap. You guys understand? Elon has 220 million followers. One of the most people, he's got one of the biggest social media accounts in the world where people are just following. And he's also running Doge, seeing what's going on behind the scenes in our government. And he literally just called Chuck Schumer out, minority leader of the Senate, called him out for being on the take of government fraud. My friends, that is a crazy, unbelievable statement that did not happen in the old days. These are the things you couldn't say in the past. And Elon just lays it out there because we all know it's true. He's saying the quiet part out loud. And I absolutely love it. Brett Montgomery says 95 likes. Hey guys, hit the like and subscribe if you haven't already. I see 210 people watching on YouTube, 20 over on Rumble. Love it. I can't see how many are watching on X, but we love you. Please follow, hit the like if you can on Rumble and X. Let's break that algorithm out. I appreciate it, guys. And if you want to join, if you want the members live, which we got members live tomorrow, you want to get in on the members lives and in the Patreon, go ahead and hit that join button on YouTube. I appreciate you guys for all the support. I really do. Thank you so much. Okay, let's keep going. Well, Big JR says, did I see where Trump said we're collecting $2 billion a day from tariffs already? I did. I almost played that clip, but I had so much other clips to play tonight. I decided not to. But yeah, Trump has already announced that the tariffs are already collecting $2 billion a day, which comes out to $700 billion a year. That's almost $1 trillion a year in new revenue. That is massive. And on top of that, you add the benefits that can bring, shore up our middle class here. It's amazing. It really is. All right, more good news. Supreme Court agrees to stay a lower court that would have forced Trump administration to reinstate 16,000 federal employees. This is from the employees that were dumped on. They were in, what's the word? I'm losing the word right now. Sorry, it's off the top of my head. It's on the tip of my brain, but I can't think of it right now. Probation. These were probationary employees. They laid off all 16,000 of them, and a judge ordered them to reinstate them. And now the Supreme Court just overturned it. So this is excellent news. Supreme Court just is ruling with Trump left and right the last couple of days. Did I say 200 billion a day? I meant 2 billion a day. Sorry. I said 700 billion a year. That's what I meant to say. So, all right, let's keep going. Moody, I'm going to get to you. Don't worry. All right, here's Chamath.
You're saying
who's been awesome. He's on the Andrew Schultz podcast, and I wanted to play what he says here because Chamath is a tech bro who, in his industry, he's from the All In podcast as well. In his industry, people are very upset about the tariffs, and it's also liberal craziness. But he has gone in with Trump. He's all in with Trump, along with David Sachs, who he works with, and Mark Andreessen, other guys in the tech industry. And anyways, he had this to say as they were asking about tariffs and what's going on.
What they said is there's going to be these price shocks. You're right. So year one is difficult, okay? But it could raise upwards of $750 billion a year, okay?
You're saying tariffs.
Tariffs. What they said that they would do is they would then turn around and cut the federal
income tax.
Yeah. For anybody making $150,000 or less to zero.
So what they're doing is using the tariffs to offset the price shock.
I didn't know that. Yeah, I didn't.
But and this is the math, and that hasn't been 100% established yet. But instead of like putting the burden on the American consumer, we put the burden on the foreign country to pay that delta,
and then effectively subsidize the consumer through an income tax.
To be fair, the $750 billion, I assume, that's assuming everybody pays the tariff fully.
Okay, so this is an important point. I would say right now it's a moving target, meaning the sharps before Liberation Day, the smart money line was at like 250 billion. Okay. That's Wall Street. I mean, we'll put smart in quotes, but that was their number. And part of why the stock market went berserk was they just got it totally wrong.
There it is.
And the back of the envelope math that I did and that a couple of my friends did, and I would say they're much smarter than I am, they got to 750. I got to 750 as well. Howard Lutnick, who's a Commerce Secretary, said like anywhere approaching 750, we have a line of sight to be able to cut income taxes to zero for anybody making 150 or less.
Wow.
Yeah, that'd be
There
great.
it is, folks.
I mean,
So we're in the magic zone here, guys.
So here's
you
the
know
thing.
what I mean?
So
In the magic zone
there's
already.
a perfect example. Like, there's all this conversation about the midterms right now. Trump tanks the stock market. People get screwed over by what some people calling inflation, but like the price shock. But if you announce at the end of the year, there's a $750 billion surplus because of taxes, and we're eradicating income tax for people making under $150,000, midterms are going red.
I mean, bro, forget midterms. They'll want Trump for the third term.
I mean,
you know what I mean?
There it is, folks. There it is. It's when people actually catch the vision, they can see what's happening. It makes sense real fast. It really does. Hero with the 5 memberships. Thank you, Hero. I appreciate that so much. Thank you for your support these last few months. That's amazing. Yoker, you are now in. Mac Jones, what's up? And then a couple new people. So welcome into the memberships. You are now officially ace holes. We have 5 new ace holes tonight. Welcome into being ace holes. Media Junkie says, when will Big JR hook me up with a new intro song? I don't know. JR, do we need to talk? You got some big to drop? By the way, guys, it is now officially, let's celebrate. It is China 100% tariff time, midnight. I crack a cold one for that. China, we own you. We're going to win so big and so hard. Don't look at your 401k right now. Everything else is going to work out. It's getting good. Things are getting better. So here's to defeating China and making sure that they no longer can try to become an economic powerhouse in the world to attack us with. Cheers, folks. That's some local North Carolina ale right there. All right, a couple more things I want to share here. Yeah, 104% tariffs, guys. It's nuts. It's nuts. And we gotta enjoy it here. We gotta stay on the positive side, just like Trump. I mean, you see what it did for him. We're gonna do the same. Well, other people are freaking out. We're going to do it. Brett Montgomery says, thank you. When you have a great host, you have a great show, it leads to a great community. Thank you. Oh man. Thank you, Brett. Brett, you've been an amazing mod. So I appreciate you so much. So thank you, sir. And Kissoff says, we just called to say Merry Christmas, China. I love it. Okay. A couple more things before we head off tonight. Remember when I told you Trump is about to declassify, or actually, sorry, the other night, the DOJ classified a lot in the Brandon Ruth stuff about Trump's assassin. Mike Benz, who's like the number one data guy out there right now, he exposed USAID before everybody else knew. He's just awesome. He says he estimates 95% chance would-be Trump assassin Ruth was working for the United States government. I mean, so he was with Matt Gaetz tonight. I'm not going to play this because we're getting close to the end here, but run late. But anyways, check it out. He gets interviewed by Matt Gaetz and talks about this. I told you guys it's looking like conspiracy and much more to come on the Brandon Ruth stuff. All right. Everybody keeps asking me about this. So I'm going to let Caroline Leavitt tell you guys what's going on with Doge.
And then the president on.
Make sure the sound's good. Big JR, this is your girlfriend. I know you love her. I think we all do, but you especially.
And then the president on Thursday told us that there was an incredible discovery that the Doge team had made. He called it horrible and incredible. Can you reveal that yet?
Right,
give us details on what it was about?
There has been a discovery. I hate to leave you hanging on a cliff, but I don't want to get ahead of the president on that. But I can confirm there has been a discovery. It's just not quite yet ready for release.
So that's all we know right now about the Doge discovery, that Trump dropped a bomb on the other night. Said it's a big secret, crazy discovery, and yet they haven't let us know what it is yet. Right now, we know Doge is in at least 3 places they're going through right now. They're going through Social Security. They're going. I mean, there are a lot of places, but these are the three we know they're focused on now: Social Security, the Pentagon, and the SEC. Is it possible they unearth something Wall Street wise? We're going to find out. But anyways, Carolyn Levitt tells us that she is not allowed to speak on it yet. They're still sorting through it. They're figuring stuff out. So anyways, that's where we're at with the big Doge discovery. Hopefully we see a lot more soon. Barb Swalla says, I'm the reason you wake up tired going to work. You have to join the live. Oh, Barb, that's sweet of you. Thank you so much. You know, it means a lot to I know this is not a big channel, but I gotta say, this is a very loyal channel. This is a very tight-knit community channel, and I think that's what makes it special. It really is. I these names that pop up in the chat every night. I've known many of you guys now for almost 2 years. Seen you, talked to you in the chats. Some of you are in the Discord as well. Met some of you on the phone and in person. So it really means a lot. And so I just you know, even though this channel's not growing fast, the fact that I have such an amazing group of people who show up every night, that's worth it. That's so worth it. And so thank you, Barb. You guys make it worth it for me. Moody says, Ruth tried to buy weapons for the Ukrainian operative. Yeah. Was it a bazooka? Big JR, Flamin' Hearts. The DC Smoke Show. You and Carolyn Levitt. Listen, I think you could take her husband. He's pretty old. I think you could beat him up, run off, you know, do the alpha male thing. I love it. Elon said it could be released this week. So there you go. Thank you, Hero, for that. What's up, Steak and Gravy? Maxine Waters. that would be huge. Head of the IRS resigned today. I didn't see that. That's crazy. Cromer says, I'm encouraged the secret hasn't leaked. You know, Mark, what's his name? Sorry, I can't remember. I can't think of his last name right now. Famous reporter. He says this administration is the best he's ever seen at not leaking stuff, which is really, really cool. It is. It's great. So can't wait to see what's coming. Jacob says, been here since did the vids, walking around the streets and the parks. Don't forget the parks. So there you go. Automax, you've been silent since you lost your badge. I'm sorry. Listen, man, for $3 a month, you just got to give up that 7-Eleven coffee on the way to work, just one day a month, and you can be back in. It's that easy. All right, let's shift to the markets as we finish out tonight. Kirsten Shaughnessy says, look who's demanding trade settlement. When Jamie Dimon was asked during the great financial crisis if regulators should look at short sellers of bank stocks, he said yes. SEC has the enforcement capability to look at what people are doing by name and options, derivatives, and short sales. If someone's doing anything wrong, people inclusion or people going short, making a tweet about a bank, they should go after them vigorously, punished to the fullest extent of the law. And that's old Jamie Dimon right there. And again, I'm not going to play it, but I've shared it on X. You guys can watch the clip. But even Jamie Dimon's calling out for trade settlement, which, you know, this is only the most powerful banker in America. You know, no big deal. So there you go. You know, it must be a big deal then. Speaking of G-Bucks, okay, so today G-Bucks got absolutely mauled. And that's after about 5-6 days in a row of just moving up. All right, just crushing it. Went from under 3 to 9 in just over a week. I mean, unbelievable. 100% buy on bar chart. Everything looked great. Today it started off, the market was up, so shorts got a little liquidity. What did they do? They shorted down a little bit. It's about 50 cents down most of the day. Not a big deal. Nobody's worried. Lots of people excited, buying in. And then the bear raid came. And I got to tell you, folks, I've never seen a bear raid like this before, because, and the reason why I thought it was so crazy, and let's pull up the stock here so I can show you what it looked like on the chart. But the reason this bear raid was so crazy is because it was done on low volume. So one other time in my life, I've seen a bear raid like this, and it was in GTI in January of 2023 when GTI had a lot of momentum and was about to break 3 and really had a lot of momentum and could have really broken out. It hit 298, and we all thought the magic number was 3. And then in half an hour, 1,000,000 shares came in and shorted it down 30%. In half an hour, 1,000,000 shares traded on GTI on the OTC markets. That was the craziest bear raid I have ever seen in my life. And the second craziest is today. In fact, this might even be crazier. They took it 40% down, and they did it on roughly 40,000 shares. That's nothing. That is no volume. Now, at the end of the day, it ended up trading almost 100,000 shares, but I'm just talking about this bear raid right here. So what does that tell us when we see a bear raid like this? It tells us they are desperate. They are freaking out. They had to have pulled liquidity out of somewhere because they haven't been able to get this stock down in almost 2 weeks. And then they do this out of nowhere. This is pure desperation. Why are they desperate? Well, look at the market. I mean, the market is just getting crushed right now. That's liquidity drying up. That's all their other stocks. Look at Dow futures right now, down 600. NASDAQ down 300. S&P down almost 2%. That's our futures. Tomorrow's going to be bloody red, I think. I think it's going to be very red tomorrow. And that's all that liquidity is drying up. And so the shorts took advantage today when there was a little pump in the market. They found some liquidity and they attacked. I can't tell you guys what to do. And I'm not even ever going to try. But I can tell you that as of right now, G-Bucks is still 100% buy according to the charts and everything. Yes, the strength went down, current direction went down, but still 100% buy. And I think there's reasons for that. I think the shorts went all out today. I don't think they even got to where they wanted to get. I think they were trying to get under 4, maybe down to 3. They couldn't do it. And so I think, guys, stuff's coming. I do. I think there's going to be a turnaround. I don't know how fast, but if you needed proof that there are some very heavily interested shorts in G-Bucks and they're trapped, you just saw the proof today. It doesn't get more obvious than this. It just doesn't. So it's just insane. So that's how I feel about G-Bucks. I know a lot of you guys are down. You jumped in when it was high, and I'm sorry for that. That sucks. But really crazy things I think are coming there. So whatever happened to the CAT system has dropped TF. It's going. It's going. And it's recording data. They're just not doing anything about it. I think they're waiting for the new SEC chair. That's what I think's happening. I think they're waiting for the SEC chair, and they're waiting to see how all this tariff stuff plays out. The SEC chair he'll be in. No more games, no more hearings, no more committees. He will be confirmed by tomorrow night. Cheers. Cheers. And that's one we've been waiting on. It's also another one I get to say I was right about, because months ago, people were like, he can't be in until 2026. I said, that's insane. He'll be in late March, early April. And here we are, early April, and he'll be in. So there you go. Another win for me. Check it off. Boom, boom. I'm on a roll on the politics predictions, guys. I'm just saying. Brett Montgomery says, I think Jamie Dimon is trying to throw Ken Griffin out of the bus. It's very possible. JR says that her husband, he's talking about Carolyn Levitt, 32 years older. He's got in the back. Go get her, JR. You know, eventually she'll get tired of it. In fact, that reminds me of something. Hold on. I got to play this in memory of Carolyn Levitt. You'll like this, JR. Okay, well, I'm looking for it. Let's see. Randy Lochtefeld says interim IRS head resigned when IRS agreed to provide taxpayer data to DHS to locate illegal immigrants. Oh, interesting. I saw that they agreed to provide that data. I did not know that the guy had resigned after. That's great. That's great. Husker says we saw that with GTI once. Yep, and exactly. I remember that. It was insane. So Brett says, oh yeah, that's normal stock trading. Looks like an AMC chart. Yeah, Vanguard won't let you buy OTC. I'm sorry, Uncle Andy. That sucks. Fidelity. I do everything on Fidelity. It works pretty good there. Randy says, pray Trump executive orders pause on short side. It would be crazy if he did. It'd be amazing. Brett says, I'd love to see the blue sheets on G-Bucks. I'm sure they have locates for every share. Not, yeah. I wouldn't count on that. Don't think that'd work. Let's see. Catch up a couple hours here. Randy says shorts seem to never be trapped. SEC involved in dilution and stop squeeze. You're right a lot of the time, absolutely. But no, there's definitely times the shorts are trapped. I mean, we've seen it. We've seen major short squeezes. Look at Root. Look at, GameStop the first time. There's been a lot of examples, but it's not as much as we'd like. That's very true. A lot of companies give in. So, all right, this is for I got to keep it to a smaller clip because otherwise my channel gets dinged for copyright. Oh, okay, this should work perfect. All right, this JR, this is for you, buddy. This is why I know you got a chance.
You just made the biggest mistake of your life, baby. I know you're going to be missing me when you got that big, white, wrinkly body on top of you with his loose skin and old balls. Gross.
That's all you got to say to Carolyn Levitt. That's all you got to say. You'll win her over. Get Jon Stewart out of here. We don't watch Jon Stewart on this channel. Get the bleep out. That's for you. That's for you, JR. That's all you got to say to her. One more time. It's only 15 seconds.
You just made the biggest mistake of your life, baby. I know you're going to be missing me when you got that big, white, wrinkly body on top of you with his loose skin and old balls. Gross.
He delivers it so perfectly. That old white wrinkled body on you. Oh man. Sorry, Carolyn Levitt, but that's your hubby he's talking about. Anyways, well guys, I don't think I could top that. So on that note, we got to call it a night. Please like, share, subscribe. I appreciate you guys. I really do. Please join if you want to be part of the members lives and get in on the Discord. Yeah, that's from the excellent Big Daddy, which I got as a top 3 Adam Sandler movie. I'm sorry. My top 3 Adam Sandler movies are Happy Gilmore, Wedding Singer, and Big Daddy. Those are my top 3 Sandler movies, just the absolute best. And then I even count Grandma's Boy because he let all of his friends have money to make it. So those are the best. But anyways, love you guys. Let's end in a prayer because God knows we need it and Trump and our country need it at this time. So let's end in that. But like, share, subscribe before you head out and think about joining if you want to support the channel. Heavenly Father, thank you for today. God bless everybody here. Thank you so much for this group. Lord, I always pray for Thomas, God, that you just heal his body, Lord, to get that cancer out of his body. And Lord, just we pray for Canada because we got a lot of Canadians watching that. God, they get a miracle in their elections and they don't choose that globalist crazy person, Mark Carney, to be their guy. And Lord, we pray for our leadership here in America. You give them wisdom, you protect them, and you give them boldness to keep seeing things through. And I really do believe they're getting wisdom that goes beyond the average. It says in the Bible that wisdom to you looks like foolishness to the world. And I want to believe that this tariff thing is wisdom that looks like foolishness to the world. So I'm just going to believe that we really will get a turnaround here. So thank you for what's happening in our country. We're getting it back. God bless us. And God bless this group in Jesus' name. Amen. All right. Love you guys. Have an awesome night. And going to be an interesting day tomorrow. So be ready. Have a great night. I will see you guys, members, tomorrow night. Take care. Bye-bye.